The story of the single mother Vanessa is a perfect example of the saying, amidst a life full of challenges, a small act of kindness can be the beginning of something extraordinary. Let us know where you're watching from. Now, relax and enjoy this amazing story. The morning sun peeked through the cracks of the aging blinds in Vanessa's small apartment. She sighed as she leaned over the kitchen counter, calculating her grocery list for the week. As a single mom to her 9-year-old daughter, Lily, she knew how to stretch a dime. The 2-bedroom apartment wasn't much, but Vanessa worked tirelessly as a waitress at a local diner to ensure Lily had a warm bed and a full belly. That Saturday, Vanessa had just finished her shift, her feet aching from the lunch rush. She picked Lily up from her neighbor, Mrs. Hargrove, who often babysat, and they began their weekly routine of taking the bus downtown. It was one of the few splurges Vanessa allowed herself, to take Lily to the library for story hour, and if the budget allowed, a small ice cream cone afterward. As they approached the bus stop, Vanessa noticed a young boy sitting on the bench. His head was down, and his thin jacket did little to shield him from the brisk wind. "Are you all right?" I'm fine." "Are you waiting for the bus?" "Yeah, but I don't have enough for the fare. I was hoping someone might, help." Vanessa glanced at her wallet. She had just enough for her and Lily's bus fare, and the ice cream they had promised themselves. But something about the boy's hunched shoulders and defeated look tugged at her heart. Without a second thought, she reached into her purse, pulled out a few crumpled bills, and handed them to him. The boy's face lit up with a mixture of surprise and relief. Vanessa smiled. "Where are you headed?" "I'm trying to get to the other side of town. My parents, they're out of town, and I need to get back home." "Take care of yourself, okay?" As the bus rolled up, Vanessa and Lily boarded alongside the boy. He thanked her once again, before sitting down in the back row. Vanessa thought everything would end there. The bus ride downtown was quiet. Lily chatted about her favorite books, her little voice filling the space between them. Vanessa listened with a smile, though her mind still lingered on the boy. She couldn't shake the feeling that he needed more help than he let on. When they arrived at the library, she saw him again. He stood at the corner of the street, staring at a payphone as though debating whether to use it. She walked over, Lily trailing behind. "Hey, are you sure you're okay? You don't have to tell me everything, but if you need help, I'm here." "I don't want to bother you more than I already have." "It's not a bother. Come on, let's get out of the cold." She led him into the library, where they found a quiet corner to sit. He introduced himself as Bruce. Slowly, the story spilled out. He wasn't just stranded, he had run away from home. His parents were wealthy, but he felt invisible in their sprawling mansion, surrounded by nannies and tutors, while they traveled for work. He had wanted to prove he could make it on his own, but things hadn't gone as planned. His parents thought he was with a friend for the weekend, but in truth, he'd spent 2 nights on the streets, too proud to call them for help. Vanessa listened intently, her heart breaking for the boy. She didn't know what it was like to grow up rich, but she knew what it felt like to be alone and unsure of where to turn. "Bruce, I'm going to help you figure this out." They spent the rest of the afternoon together. Vanessa used what little cash she had left to buy Bruce a sandwich and hot chocolate from the library cafe. She didn't know how, but she was determined to get him back to his family. Vanessa realized something. The boy needed more than a bus fare. He needed someone to care, even if just for a little while. And in that moment, she decided she would be that someone. "Do your parents know you're gone?" "They don't even know I'm missing. They think I'm with my friend Josh. I told them I'd be staying the weekend at his house." "Bruce, I get that you're upset with them. But don't you think they're worried about you?" "I doubt it. They probably wouldn't even notice until Monday, when I'm supposed to be back at school. They're always busy. Meetings, events, traveling. I'm like an afterthought." Vanessa's heart ached. She had no idea what it was like to live in a big, lavish house, but she knew what it felt like to crave love and attention. She had grown up in foster care, bouncing from home to home, always longing for someone to see her, to value her. Now, as a mother, she had promised herself she would never let Lily feel that way. Bruce, it's okay to feel hurt, but you don't have to do this alone. Running away won't fix anything. Trust me, I know. Bruce glanced at her, his eyes searching hers, as if trying to decide whether to believe her. You don't even know me. Why are you being so nice? Because I've been where you are, and because everyone deserves someone to look out for them, even if it's just for a moment. Before he could respond, Lily came running over, clutching a book in her hands. Mommy, look, they have the one I was telling you about. Vanessa chuckled, pulling Lily into her lap. That's great, sweetheart. Go pick out a couple more, and then we'll check them out. Lily beamed, darting back toward the shelves. Bruce watched her, a wistful look on his face. She's lucky. Why is that? She has you. Vanessa felt a lump form in her throat. She reached out and placed a hand on Bruce's arm. You deserve that too. And I think your parents love you more than you realize. Maybe they just don't know how to show it. Bruce didn't respond, but something in his expression shifted. For the first time since they'd met, the hard edge in his demeanor softened, replaced by a glimmer of vulnerability. As the library prepared to close, Vanessa knew they couldn't leave Bruce to fend for himself. She wasn't sure what the right move was, but she couldn't let him go back to the streets. You can stay with us tonight. It's not much, but it's warm, and you'll be safe. Bruce hesitated, his pride warring with his exhaustion. Finally, he nodded. Okay, thank you. When they arrived, Vanessa made him a makeshift bed on the couch and handed him a clean blanket. I'll call your parents tomorrow. We'll figure this out together. Bruce tensed, but nodded reluctantly. That night, as Vanessa lay in bed, she couldn't stop thinking about Bruce. He was just a kid, lost and scared, and she couldn't shake the feeling that their paths had crossed for a reason. In the living room, Bruce stared up at the ceiling, the soft hum of the heater filling the silence. He thought about Vanessa's kindness, about the way she had treated him like he mattered, even though they were practically strangers. It was something he hadn't felt in a long time. For the first time in days, he let himself close his eyes, knowing he wasn't alone. Morning came with the sound of Lily's giggles as she played with her stuffed animals on the living room floor. The smell of coffee and scrambled eggs wafted through the small apartment, and Bruce stirred awake to the unfamiliar but comforting hum of a family. She glanced over at Bruce as he sat up on the couch, his hair tousled from sleep. Morning. Good morning. How do you like your eggs? Bruce blinked, surprised by the casual hospitality. Scrambled is fine. She nodded, plating the food and setting it on the small dining table. Come eat. You've got a big day ahead. As they ate, Vanessa brought up the elephant in the room. Bruce, I meant what I said last night. We need to call your parents. Bruce stiffened, his fork hovering over his plate. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Vanessa leaned forward, her expression gentle but firm. I know it's scary, but they're probably worried sick about you, and even if they don't show it the way you want them to, they deserve to know you're safe. Bruce sighed, his shoulders slumping. What if they don't care? What if they're just mad at me? Then we'll deal with that together, but I have a feeling they care more than you think. After breakfast, Vanessa handed Bruce the phone. He stared at it for a long moment before pressing the call. His hands trembled as it rang, and when a woman's voice answered, his throat tightened. Mom, it's me. There was a long pause before the voice on the other end erupted into a flurry of emotion. Bruce. Oh my God. Bruce, where are you? Are you okay? We've been worried sick. Bruce blinked, his grip on the phone tightening. I'm okay. I just needed to get away for a bit. His mother's voice wavered between relief and frustration. Why didn't you tell us? We thought something terrible had happened. Vanessa stayed nearby, giving Bruce a reassuring nod. I didn't think you'd notice. You and Dad are always so busy. I just felt invisible." His mother was silent for a moment. When she spoke again, her tone was softer. "Bruce, I'm so sorry you felt that way. We never meant to make you feel like you didn't matter. I know we're not perfect, but you're our son, and we love you more than anything." Bruce's eyes filled with tears, and he quickly wiped them away, not wanting to cry in front of Vanessa and Lily. "I'm at a friend's place. I'm safe." "We're coming to get you. Tell me where you are." Bruce hesitated, glancing at Vanessa. She nodded, giving him the go-ahead. He relayed the address, and his mother promised they'd be there as soon as possible. When the call ended, Bruce set the phone down, his hand still shaking. "They're coming." Vanessa sat down next to him. "How do you feel?" He took a deep breath, letting it out slowly. "Scared, but maybe a little relieved." Vanessa gave his shoulder a gentle squeeze. "It's going to be okay. You did the right thing." The hours passed slowly as they waited. Bruce helped Lily with her coloring, his nervous energy easing as her cheerful chatter filled the room. Vanessa stayed busy tidying up, though she kept an eye on Bruce, ready to step in if he needed support. Finally, there was a knock at the door. Vanessa walked over and opened it, revealing a tall, well-dressed woman and a man who looked equally polished, but visibly shaken. The woman's eyes landed on Bruce, and she let out a choked sob. "Bruce, I was so scared. Don't ever do this to us again." The man followed, placing a hand on Bruce's shoulder. "We've been looking everywhere for you, son. Are you all right?" "I'm okay." The reunion was raw and emotional, and Vanessa stepped back to give them privacy. When Bruce's mother turned to Vanessa, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you for taking care of him. We don't even know how to repay you." Vanessa smiled warmly. "He's a good kid. I'm just glad he's safe." As Bruce prepared to leave, he turned to Vanessa. "Thank you. For everything. You're going to be okay. Just don't forget you matter." "I won't." As he walked out the door with his parents, Vanessa felt a deep sense of fulfillment. She had only been a small part of Bruce's journey, but she knew her kindness had made a difference. Later that evening, as she tidied up the kitchen, a soft knock came at the door. She opened the door, surprised to find a man standing there in a tailored suit. "Ms. Vanessa?" "Yes. I'm Gerald. I work for the Finches, Bruce's family. May I come in?" Vanessa hesitated but nodded, stepping aside to let him in. "First, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Finches. You went above and beyond to help Bruce when he was vulnerable, and for that, they are incredibly grateful. I didn't do anything special. He just needed someone to care. Well, your actions made an impact. Mr. and Mrs. Finch have asked me to deliver a personal message, as well as something to show their gratitude." He handed her a sleek envelope. Vanessa opened it, revealing a handwritten note from Bruce's mother. It was heartfelt, expressing their deep thanks, and a promise to work on being more present for their son. Beneath the note was a check. I can't take this. This is too much." The Finches insisted. They see it as a way to not only thank you, but also to invest in your future and your daughters. They know you've been struggling, and they hope this will make things a little easier. Vanessa looked at the check again, her emotions swirling. It was more money than she had ever seen in her life. But she felt conflicted. She hadn't helped Bruce for any kind of reward. She had done it because it was the right thing to do. "I didn't help him expecting anything in return. I just wanted to make sure he was safe." "And you did." The Finches understand that. This isn't about repayment. They trust that you'll use this to create a better life for yourself and your daughter. Vanessa sat in silence for a moment, the weight of the decision pressing on her. Finally, she nodded. "All right. But please, let them know how much this means to me, and that I'll use it properly. I'll be sure to pass that along, and if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out." One crisp Saturday morning, as Vanessa and Lily were settling into their new routine, there was a knock at the door. Vanessa opened it to find Bruce standing there, smiling nervously. He was dressed casually in jeans and a hoodie, but his hair was neatly combed, and he looked healthier than she remembered. "I wanted to say thank you." and I wanted to see how you and Lily are doing." Vanessa took the flowers, her heart swelling. "Come in. Lily will be so happy to see you." Lily's face lit up when she saw Bruce. She ran over and threw her arms around him, as though he were an old friend. The three of them sat down in the living room, and Bruce shared how things had changed since that day at the library. "My parents are trying. They're home more, and we've started doing family dinners. It's still weird, but it's better, I guess. I didn't realize how much they cared until I saw how scared they were to lose me." "I'm so glad, Bruce. You deserve that." When Bruce finally left, Vanessa felt a deep sense of peace. She knew now that her kindness had set off a chain of events that changed not just her life, but Bruce's as well. Vanessa helped Bruce not because she expected anything in return, but because she believed in the power of care and compassion. That sincere act not only helped Bruce regain hope and reconnect with his family, but also transformed the lives of both Vanessa and Lily. Would you be willing to support a troubled teenager as Vanessa did? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, give it a like and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to hear more inspiring stories. Goodbye, and see you soon.